Good morning. Hope you're doing well. Today we're going to start a new unit, Introduction to Inverse Trigonometric Functions, okay? You guys have actually seen a little bit of this. So the first part is just a review of geometry, okay? We're going to be dealing with the right triangle. Remember that in a right triangle, if I have an angle, my angle theta is referred to as your reference angle. Okay, so let's talk about this angle. Theta is the reference angle. So that's something that's very important because theta could either be where A is or where C is, okay? And remember that this is in regards to a right triangle. And so if I'm talking about my angle theta, which is where angle A, in terms of angle A, the side opposite is the one that's directly across from the angle. So if you notice, it's this angle. This is opposite. So right away, I always end up saying to students, label your hypotenuse, because your hypotenuse is always your longest segment and the one with the longest length. Okay, so once you label the hypotenuse, which is directly across the right angle, so label it with H for hypotenuse, then label your opposite O, and then the last one you're going to label is A for adjacent. Okay, so to review, hypotenuse is the side opposite the right angle. That's always the case. And then your opposite is the one directly opposite angle theta, and then adjacent is the one that's right next to it. Adjacent means next to. And then to review our trig functions, remember we have this acronym that we use called Sohcahtoa. Sine is equal to opposite over hypotenuse, cosine is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse, and tangent equals opposite over adjacent. So the first thing you want to do to be able to solve these problems is you're going to label your right triangle with H for hypotenuse, O for opposite, and A for adjacent. You're going to change your settings on your calculator to degrees. And I will show you again how to do that in decimals. And then you're going to find the angle by finding the inverse of the trig functions. We did this a little bit in the last unit. So here I have my right triangle. So what are we going to do right away? We're going to label the hypotenuse. What do we say we're going to label the hypotenuse with? H. So you're going to put H in the hypotenuse. This is my hypotenuse. So 54 is my hypotenuse. Okay. And then if I'm talking about this angle right here, okay, so I'm looking at this angle, which one is opposite of this angle? That would be the 50 over here. And what are we going to label that with? O. So H-O was the last letter left, A. So this segment right here must be adjacent. Okay, so looking at the trig functions, I have my hypotenuse and my opposite. So which of the trig functions uses hypotenuse and opposite? Well, the only one that uses it is sine. So what trig function am I going to use? I'm going to use a trig function sine. Okay. So I'm going to put sine of theta equals, and what is opposite? The measure of opposite is 50 over hypotenuse. Opposite over hypotenuse, remember? Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So the hypotenuse is 54. Okay. Now what do I do to solve for my angle? Because I need to solve for the angle. You do the inverse of sine. And that should help you find your angle. And we're going to round to the nearest degree. So once I go to decimals, I'm going to show you, you're going to go into decimals. Remember, you go over here to the right hand corner with the little wrench, and you're going to click on degree. Okay, once that's set, just click it on insert. So again, and what are we going to input? We're going to input sine inverse. So I want to show the keypad, so I go to functions, and here is my inverse function. So you're either going to go use sine, cosine, or tangent. So right now we're going to do sine inverse, and what was it? 50 over 54. And what is it? It's 67.80839, all those numbers, right? So we're going to round to the nearest degree. So the nearest degree, what is my nearest degree? It will be 68. So theta is equal to 68 degrees. There you go. And that's all we're going to do. Okay? So if you have any questions, make sure you send me an email. Take care.